Hello to everyone. Thank you for attending to this webinar on the Si2 series. So our last camera models for acoustic imaging. I really welcome to one of you, and I really appreciate that you are taking the time to be here with us, with my colleague Abraham Martinez. He's a technical expert in the cameras. He is the person who knows the best here around about our solutions. And maybe Abraham can say hi, or you wanna.
Hello, everyone, and nice to see you, everyone, and thank you for taking the time for this webinar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad to have Abraham here. So he may be jumping into the discussion whenever he considers it appropriate. So yeah, you may be hearing two voices. We will see. And in any case, as I will now request you, you have any questions, you can just write the questions on the Q&A or even in the chat if you wish. We are fine with both of them. We will be watching both chats. So questions will be tackled, handled from Q&A and chat. And those that we cannot handle for any reason, we will take care of them later on. And at the end of the webinar, we may actually also have an kind of like a live discussion, so where we can open the mic and discuss if there is something to talk about. But yeah, now we're having kind of, I will say that we can start with the webinar. My name is David Gambarte. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm a business development manager for APAC, and I'm very glad to be here with all of you. I really appreciate, as I said, that you are taking the time for this. So we are starting now. So the agenda for this webinar is, as you can see here, going through the why acoustic imaging, something that, you know, it's like a basics on what are the benefits or why we are actually having this technology on our kind of outstanding portfolio. Introducing the Si2 series. For those that are not familiar yet, it will be interesting to see what cameras do we have, what features, what main features those cameras have, and what are the main uses for it, as we are going to go through it in applications of the Si2 series. Of course, there are many uses that we are not covering, but you know, you will get an idea of how the cameras can be used in what kind of purposes. Then talking a little bit about the return of investment, how to maximize it. Of course, that's down to everyone understanding their own working environment and conditions, but we'll just make a couple of examples of it. And then we'll have an open Q&A. This is a brief webinar. I hope we can do it in a short time. We don't want to make a boring kind of long webinar. We just want to talk a little bit about the cameras and then open the discussion with any questions that you might have. So we are now starting with the why acoustic imaging. Well, as you know, sound is often one of the first indications of an electrical problem, for example, or pressurized leak or mechanical fault. So we are talking about a technology that goes one step back on the detection kind of timing, and can actually provide you with early signs or insights, or even like educated data on what is going on in your facilities, in your components. Acoustic imaging detects issues inaudible to the human ear based on the sound they emit, right? Yeah, I mean, that's very clear. Let's say the cameras, and as you will see now a bit later, the cameras were from a range of from 2000 hertz to 130,000 hertz, the Si2 series. So any sound over 20,000 hertz is ultrasound. So it's inaudible, so we cannot hear it, even though like those that are working in the range of 2,000 to 20,000, so they are audible. You could, for example, hear a leak or a partial discharge in a, let's say, in an isolator, for example, that is actually an audible range, but many of them are inaudible, so you cannot actually listen and you cannot hear them. So the cameras are working from audible to ultrasound, covering the whole range. It provides fast and accurate and contact-free solution for identifying and addressing issues before they become critical. Yeah, we talked about it already before, like talking about the early kind of finding of insights. But I think it's really, really important to understand that acoustic imaging is contact-free, is easy to use. You can take distance. You can actually be in safe areas to do your inspections. So yourself or professionals working with you might actually take a really safe inspection protocol or routine without, without missing any single point, without missing the information they are looking for. Using acoustic imaging for operating maintenance save time and money, ensures operational continuity and prevent safety risk. Of course, at the end of the day, you want to have solutions. Of course, it can be acoustic or any other, like for example, thermal imaging, to save money, to save time, which is money at the end of the day as well. Ensures operational continuity, so you avoid any kind of stopping production lines or any kind of issues on delivering orders. Naturally, you want your workers and yourself to be safe. So you want people working in the best conditions possible to make your operations the more profitable that you can. So that the like saving money, making everything more kind of functional and operational, and in a safe way. So going to the Si2 series now, you may be familiar with this. I really hope that you know already about our Si2 series cameras, but we have basically three solutions, right? So the Si2 PD, which has partial discharge detection and analytics, that they are like for electrical generation, transmission, and distribution as well, I have to say. So they are used already, our acoustic cameras are used in the market to find partial discharges and to get the analytics on those partial discharges. Our analytics are powerful, and now in the Si2 PD are included on camera. So you can actually, when you're on field or you're doing inspection, you will get the analytics of every one of the partial discharges that you're finding on camera. So you can naturally save every one of the snapshots of the data you are taking, but also take quick actions on those that require a quick action. Okay. So the Si2 LD, which has the leak finding mode as we had in the previous versions, but now we have improved it with different gases detection and with quantification on the screen of the gas leak size and the cost of the gas leak. And we added to this Si2 LD one new mode, which it's a really powerful in combination with the leak detection, which is called mechanical mode or mech mode, that finds mechanical problems naturally on conveyor belts or any kind of transmission systems that are bringing like items from place A to place B, and also in motors, in couplers, sorry, and in any places where there's a rotation system that might actually make the camera to find when those rotation systems are not working well. And then we have the Si2 Pro, which is basically the camera that covers everything. So everything that is mentioned in the Si2 PD and Si2 LD is included in the Si2 Pro. So everything one camera for those customers and for those professional inspectors that want to have a broad use of the camera, the Si2 Pro is the best solution for them. So kind of briefly, the camera has so many more things, but briefly, you will improve your productivity whilst reducing energy costs and maintenance expenses naturally. So now with our cameras, we have broadened our bandwidth, so our frequency band up to 130 kilohertz. You might ask why, what is the technical reason for this? So basically we're working from 2000 to 65,000. Now we are working from 2000 to 130,000. And the main reason for us is that we have found that there are some uses in mechanical mode that might need actually to work in higher frequencies. So we decided to make an educated decision on this and go further with the frequency. So we are working now up to 200 meters, something that is a big improvement for us. So our specs were previously talking about 130 meters. Now we are going up to 200 meters. That's especially useful for overhead lines inspections when you need to cover long distances with very far away lines for transmission. So in those cases, you will actually get a big benefit on having this kind of long range of usability. We have improved our camera, so it's a color camera with a much better zoom per 8 with frontal LED lamps on the cameras for working in dark premises. For example, in a dark room where you will need to use an extra light there, so you now have LED lamps that are quite powerful in the camera. And then the display is better. So we have improved our display to identify in the best way possible the components where you are finding the phenomena you are looking for. Eliminate the resource concerns created by lack of experienced ultrasound inspectors. So basically, our cameras and our philosophy as an organization, as a company, is to make simple solutions that are easy to use. So you basically need to use your own kind of time and strengths and know-how in getting the best outcome possible. So we make your life easy. We have really easy to use modes, like as the mechanical mode fault, the PD, the partial discharge, with the severity assessment. And and we have the industrial gas finding and quantification on the screen. And we have also, in addition to this kind of side features with auto filtering, auto distance, up to 5 meters auto distance. After 5 meters, you need to select or estimate the distance or use a laser measurement for the distance. And we use advanced artificial intelligence to provide the best filtering and analytics on the data the camera is gathering from the inspections. The scale learning across the organization and manage asset fleet through data integration. So yeah, our cameras are not coming alone. They are coming with a powerful cloud service, which is called Acoustic Viewer. And also we have the data of the cameras can be integrated in the FLIR solution in the thermal studio. Yeah, so basically you can use the data from our cameras on a screen naturally for quick reaction, for kind of like immediate inspections. You will be able to gather all the data. You need to gather all the data in the cloud service. And you can also transfer the data into Thermal Studio if you prefer that. So you have both options. In the cloud service, in the Acoustic Viewer, we have a fleet management tool where you can actually, you have different factories or different departments in the same factory where you want to move cameras from one place to another and gather the snapshots of the inspections, like centralized in the places where they are actually found and done. So you will be able to gather that data in a right way and move the cameras from one place to another without the need of thorough pairing and unpairing from one place to another. In addition to that, we have the API data integration, which is, of course, on demand. And for those organizations that want to integrate our data into their own systems, we might be able to do it. We need to go through a process. We need to evaluate, for those applicants. We are already having customers having API integration, and we are ready to handle it. So if you want to integrate your data, we will at least consider it, and we will check if we can do it. but we have the whole process on place already for it. And these two ones are coming later, so we'll have a QR code reader and text annotation, but those are coming in later stage. We'll come to them when we do an update of the camera firmware, and then you will have them ready for. So, in brief, the improvements. Decision support with partial discharge, with mechanical fault detection, industrial gas measurement on camera, and not an improvement, but of course we still have the compressor finding. The performance is improved as well, 30% longer working distances up to 200 meters, as I said, and 70% improved minimum detection leak rate. So now is 0.0032 liters per minute minimum leak rate, which is a big improvement for us, and it might actually make you to find really, really small leaks for users and cases where you couldn't do it before. The camera is better, so 12 megapixel color camera with 8x8 digital zoom. The screen is sharper with better definition. It's a bit bigger. We have LED lights in the frontal side for inspecting in dark areas. Our battery performance is improved. Now we have 2 hours and a half autonomy with the batteries. So you need to remember that the cameras are always coming with 2 batteries. So one camera set always comes with 2 batteries with 2 hours and a half autonomy. So basically, with 2 fully charged batteries, you will be able to do inspection for 5 hours. And then while you are, for example, using the second battery, you can be charging the first one. So you, in practice, will be able to use the camera all day long without any interruption, because you are combining both batteries, charging and using. And then, as I mentioned, like fleet management, cloud data integration, over there software updates, and that basically means that we will be able to push software updates on the camera remotely, and that's a big improvement, of course. And acoustic and thermal in the same report with Thermal Studio, naturally, if you have thermal cameras from FLIR. What sets our new series apart? So, well, the new features, as we said, gas leak quantification make mode, the improved detection performance, and the improved PD identification. And then, of course, we have everything that we have been mentioning here. So I don't think we need to go through it again. Would like to mention that the ergonomics of the camera are also improved. Now it's a better balanced camera. So you will be able to work with the camera. It's a one-handed one, which is we consider it a big asset, because you have the one free hand arm part of your body to protect yourself, to be holding anything to be kind of keeping the balance. So basically, we consider that our camera with one-handed is safer. That a solution that will actually have that will be a two-handed solution. When we talk about the acoustic viewer, so the cloud that I was mentioning to you, and this is already mentioned here before, we have, as you can see here in the left side of the screen, like an example of global division in EMEA. So you will be able to have a hierarchy organization of your company with as many factories or departments in the factories that you wish, with the different users in every one of the factories and every one of the departments with hierarchic visibility rights. You will be able to actually organize your data in an organization in a fashion that you can actually print and do reports for like internal reporting with all the flexibility possible. We have the data connection with API. You can move devices and data between users. You can, as I said, group the snapshots visibility. Snapshots is when you are taking, when you're using the camera in your inspections. Every one of the findings is one snapshot. And then I would like to mention also that we have this for leak detection. We have this leak finding, leak fixing time snap monitoring. So basically, to put an example, if you are doing inspections and you're finding 10, 20 leaks in one inspection in the day 12th of May, for example, the users will be able to go to the cloud when they are fixing those leaks found and click OK. Now the leak is fixed. This leak is fixed, and this leak is fixed. So basically, users and managers will be able to find out how long it takes from finding the leak to fixing the leak. So they will get the time stamp, not the snap, but anyway, the time stamp to monitor the timing in between finding and fixing. And that's actually also coming to the Excel downloading report. So you can actually use that data, for example, to establish protocols where you say, okay, well, we need to fix the leaks that we find within 1 week or within 2 weeks, or any leak over this certain size, for example, 20 liters per minute. We want to fix it immediately the next day or or after 2 days, and then any leak below that, maybe you have more flexibility. It depends on your own protocols and policies, but you can use this as a very powerful tool to actually monitor the use of the cameras and monitor as well the cost saving. So this is just like I'm showing here the a couple of screenshots of our cloud. So the Excel downloaded to enable dashboarding for internal corporate reporting is possible. You can download in Excel, also in PDF. The data in Excel is for partial discharge, is severity level, labeling, that you are adding labels to the different snapshots, recommendations given by us, distance or by our system, distance, tags, image, of course. In leak, we have labels added, level of decibel, the leak size, the leak cost, the distance, the currency. If you set different currencies or one currency for all your snapshots, of course, the tax, the energy cost, the severity level, more than the severity, the kind of the size and the image. And in main mode, we have label, distance, decibels, distance, and these two statistics data that are helping you to make the educated decisions are crest factor and kurtosis. So once you find mechanical mode issues, you will be able to analyze this and actually go for further inspection on the components where you're finding mechanical mode issues or mechanical faults. In the PDF report that we have, of course, in our cloud viewer, you will have like an automatic generation for sharing information across customer organization or your own organization. And then, as I mentioned before, this leak fix checkbox, as you can see here below, you find that this polymer machine leak is fixed, and it says that it's fixed. So basically, you can actually also monitor on the acoustic viewer when those leaks are fixed, whether they are gas leaks or compressor. As we mentioned, we have a market-leading leak detector with the Si2 LD and with the Si2 Pro. Find more leaks in loader and more challenging environments. Best performing leak detector on the market. Auto filtering, so basically you don't need to bother about any frequency selection. No need of playing with frequencies and trying to understand what is going on and what is the best frequency. The camera will automatically select the best frequency for the phenomena you are finding. Auto distance up to 5 meters, so the camera calculates automatically the distance up to 5 meters, and after 5 meters the camera will tell you to estimate the distance. We recommend to do it sharply. If you want to get a good calculation of the leak size, please use any kind of measurement tool. Of course, the easy one might be a laser, or your own eyes, like 5, 6, 7, 10 meters is fine. You need to use your own kind of tools for the distance. But yes, we recommend to do a kind of a sharp distance detection or distance selection, because it might actually affect the leak size. Of course, it depends on the use. If you just want to fix all the leaks that you find, it doesn't really matter. So the leak size is okay. Whatever it is, you will need to fix those leaks. So we have a broader frequency. Now we're working from 2000 to 130,000 kilohertz, sorry, 130,000 hertz. As I mentioned, we have LED lamps, color photos, and HD color screen. So you will be able to better identify the components where you are finding the leaks. As you can see, well, I see it myself. Abraham is now writing really quickly here and handling all the questions right. Afterwards, if there is something and reply, we will take care of that. I really appreciate that Abraham is just writing those, because otherwise we'll have a lot of work to do, because we are having quite a lot of questions. But yeah, thank you, Abraham. So
no worries.
yeah, significant savings with industrial gas leak detection. We have cameras now, even though our previous solutions were also working for gas leaks identification. Now we have improved our gas leak detection mode, and now we have a list of different gases where we can actually provide with the gas leak size estimation and the gas leak cost estimation. So basically, those are coming together. You need to when you are finding different gases, you need to introduce the cost of the gas for you, and then the camera will automatically calculate what is the leak cost. As you can see here, we have hydrogen, methane, natural gas, ammonia, helium, argon, and we will be adding other gases along the way. So this is not, we are not stopping here. Naturally, we are aware that we will need to add more gases that are very important for you. In any case, if those gases that you're looking for, those leaks that you're looking for, are not in the list, no worries. We will recommend as a standard procedure to go for air leak, find the leaks, and then of course the quantification is a bit something that we cannot actually trust 100% at the moment if you are not having the right gas, but at least you will be able to find those leaks that you're looking for. And if you compare the gas density with the compressor density, which is around 1, you will be able actually to more or less estimate what is the difference in between one leak size and another. So you will, in any case, you will be able to find your gases, leaks in your premises, even though they are not listed here. Early detection of bearing faults with the mechanical mode. So bearings, rollers, and any mechanical systems, you will be able to discover mechanical issues before they lead into costly unplanned downtime. You will be able to actually know where there's something going on that you need to inspect further. Camera operations allow quick detection and measurement of bearing and other mechanical issues that can lead to costly production disruption or safety hazards. So you can imagine that with a camera that you can actually take distance and find your mechanical faults, you will be able to save a lot of money also in the inspection time. And now, just to point out, this is a non-invasive system. So basically, you don't need to put any sensors anywhere. You just go walk with the camera along your premises and find where the mechanical faults are. Of course, after this, you get the kurtosis, crest factor, and the sound pressure level in decibels, and you make your own analysis, doing an inspection in the components where you have mechanical faults. Identify 50% more critical PD issues. So we are talking about a camera that has improved a lot. Its competences or its capability to find partial discharges. So we find small or smaller kind of phenomena, and you will be able to, to cover most of the partial discharges that might actually represent, or we will say all, but let's say most of the partial discharges that might represent an issue or something to monitor in your premises. So we are now talking about, of course, electricity production, substations, transmission, and distribution. You remove the guesswork from analytical or critical high voltage components, so you will have the analytics on a screen and you will be able to understand how critical the partial discharge it is with our severity assessment, and you will have further recommendations for every one of the partial discharges that you find. And we increase, as I said before, the detection distance up to 200 meters. As I mentioned, on-camera partial discharge severity assessment. So this is what you are having on camera, as you can see here on the right. Severity assessment for PD issue, important without weeks of specialized training and years of experience. So basically, naturally, we are glad when you know about partial discharge analytics. We are actually coming together with you with cameras that might actually issue your life. But in any case, we'll provide you with quick analytics on the type of partial discharge. As you can see, whether it's negative, positive corona, floating discharge, sometimes there are a combination of them, surface or internal discharge. And we will give you the severity assessment and recommendations on screen. So you will actually make educated decisions, and you, furthermore, you will be able to provide the camera to inspectors that are not as experienced as you and get the insights for your own analysis afterwards. And, you know, for example, for making stop planning on substations, is really important to know what is going on in different parts of the charges and to have a clear severity level of every one of them. So yes, we are providing you a solution for predictive maintenance that will actually help you to make planned decisions and quick decisions when needed. Enable competitiveness in the automotive industry. This is an example of one of the industries we're working in. As you can imagine, these cameras are done to be used in many different industries, many different verticals and sectors. But yeah, compressor, industrial gases, and conveyor systems are integral to most processes in the automotive industry. Undetected leaks and faults can wreak havoc on productivity by causing energy waste, financial losses, unplanned downtime, and safety risks. So basically, we are providing you a solution that can cover both leaks and mechanical faults, issues that are actually really, really important in the automotive industry. The FLIR Si2 acoustic camera promptly identifies hidden issues. This is actually promptly and easily identifies hidden issues. You will be able to get really easy inspections. And this is also extremely important to know that not only for mechanical fault or leak detection, but our cameras are able to work in extremely noisy environments. I've been in places where it was like, you know, there was a lot of noise around. For example, imagine in a paper mill, in a big paper production machine, in the production rooms, where there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of steam around, so a lot of humidity. And the cameras, well, you will not be able to speak with the person who was by you. So you need to be shouting on the ears, but then the camera was actually filtering really efficiently all the sound around and finding the leaks in the paper machine. So let's say the camera works impressively well also in extremely noisy environments. Ensuring patient safety in the pharmaceutical industry. So, as you know, compressor leaks in pharmaceutical AHU systems can lead to the contamination of the facility and the product, resulting in compromised patient safety. Vacuum leaks also, that our cameras are finding vacuum leaks, and we have a lot of customers using the cameras for vacuum leak finding. Compromise the integrity of sterile manufacturing and packaging environments, and also disrupt the functionality of medical equipment and devices, reducing the accuracy, reliability, and performance. In this level, or this stage, I would like to mention that the fact that we make our camera detection threshold lower to 70%, and we are finding smaller leaks, makes our camera to be even more recommendable for pharmaceutical industry, because many of the leaks, for example, in protective equipment, are really small, really tiny, and there are not actually systems in place at the moment to find those leaks, but our cameras. So our cameras are maybe the only automatized a modern system to find those leaks. I have seen myself like going to very modern pharmaceutical kind of factories in protective equipment where they need to find the leaks by using the face skin, getting close to the components where they have the leaks, and trying to get it with the, you know, the sensibility of the skin. So like going through the whole like kind of protective, like huge bags and kind of equipment. So let's say our cameras now are even more ready for really extreme uses in pharma industry. Preventing critical failures in the utility industry, we all know it. Up to 85% of electrical failures are related to partial discharges. Making early stage PD detection is essential for preventing critical failures. As you know, when you are doing inspections, you will find a lot of partial discharges that are not maybe so critical, but it's really recommended to follow them up and understand what is the evolution of those partial discharges. And naturally, in those cases of critical partial discharges, with the data that we provide to you, you will be able to make quick decisions. Sometimes a quick decision is just to clean the component, but this is something that will actually prevent your facility from having a problem, a breakdown, or even an accident. Using the FLIR Acoustic camera, an international electric utility company was quickly able to detect partial discharges in power lines, substation cable terminations, and 20 kilovolts NAL disconnectors. So yes, well, not one international electric utility, but we have a lot of international electric utilities, utility companies that are actually finding the partial discharges in the different kind of facilities that they have. We will, you know, we are working already all over the world with our cameras, and it's actually an extremely powerful use for us. So electricity is one of you know, kind of one of our battle horses. Our cameras are working extremely well for electricity companies' inspections. Preventing contamination in the food and beverage industry. You know, food and beverage industry is a very powerful industry that works globally, locally, across borders, and also internally in countries and regions. So compressor leaks can affect the performance of pneumatic equipment and lead to unplanned downtime. We all know this. And the gas leaks can also lead to loss of an important additive such as the carbonium needed for soft drinks. So, you know, like soft drinks are carbonatized with CO2. So our cameras are actually being used in the food and beverage industry for finding those CO2 leaks, vacuum leaks, like as a big kind of issue for food and beverage industry that can introduce contaminants into the products and, you know, like hinder the efficiency of packaging, of course. Timely repairs and maintenance enabled by the FLIR Si acoustic camera help preserve product quality and minimize economic losses. That's very clear, and it's very kind of matter of a common sense, of course. So coming to the make mode, as we said, talking about like conveyor belts and different kind of transportation systems. This is an example in metalworking where the Si2 FLIR camera was used for an inspection at a metalworking facility where conveyor systems are used in various stages of the manufacturing process. And the Si2 quickly confirmed suspicions about some known issues that, of course, they expected to have, but they were not 100%. And uncovered and several previously unknown faults that led to a drive coupling failure. And this is the one in the pictures you find. Between an electrical motor and a jump just a few days after the inspection. So basically, we were finding different conveyor belt issues in the you know, in rollers and bearings, and then we found this issue, and then you know, this will actually require to further inspection because this is of course a bit of a more complex kind of phenomena. So we always recommend customers to go and do a deep inspection on where the camera is finding something, because there may be something to take care of to avoid a disruption as they had here. Utilizing the decision support provided by the Si2 acoustic camera, a plan was immediately put in place to repair various chains and bearings to prevent further damage. So this is what we want to help you to. We want to help you to prevent like, you know, further issues in the systems where you could actually make a decision now quickly and avoid, you know, kind of downtimes and accidents. Of course, there is another factor that we need to take into account, and it's actually a big, important, hot topic now. So reducing emissions is a hot topic, as I say. Identifying and repairing air leaks promptly help minimize energy consumption, carbon emissions, contributing to a greener manufacturing process, and aligning with sustainability goals by governments and regions. Improving energy efficiency is extremely important. Timely leak detection ensures that energy is not wasted on compensating for leaks, and improving responsible resource management and reducing the environmental impact of operations. Our reporting actually include the CO2 emissions that are happening with those leaks that we find. So basically, you will be able also to produce reports on what is the level of reduction of CO2 emissions by fixing the leaks that you are finding in your inspections. This is just an example of a return of investment for compressor leaks that typically lose like, you know, 25–30% of, you know, of the systems have like leaks, like, you know. So that means that there is 25–30% higher energy cost because of the need of the production of those, you know, this extra compressor, the cost of purchasing extra compressor equipment to meet the compressor tooling requirements. Of course, if you are losing, you're wasting compressor, you need to have more powerful compressors, or bigger or more compressors. Replacement of equipment cost increase up to 30% due to the compressor lifetime being reduced by 30% naturally. And of course, the maintenance cost of your personnel working, you know, on the additional equipment. Here we have a couple of examples. Like one is a rapid drawing in large facility. So large and often noise-intensive facilities present a challenge to the accuracy and efficiency of the leak detection methods. At a recent inspection, the FLIR Acoustic camera was able to identify 155 leaks. You know, there are some places where there are a lot of leaks in just 6 hours. So that was a proper inspection, like taking the time for it. And at the bus, like a 6,500 square meters manufacturing site. And this equating to a return of investment estimated within 2 inspection rounds of, so in 4 to 6 months. So basically, in this case, the return of investment will, you know, will be actually matching in 5–6 months in this kind of conditions. And then 5–6 savings in 10 minutes. So that's of course related to gases that are more expensive assets. Specialty gases such as CO2, argon, you know, are used very widely in many industries. And during a demo inspection at the production facility, there was a demo where we were showing the camera. Our camera was able to find 5 specialty gas leaks in just 10 minutes, maybe 10–15 minutes. You walk a little bit around and you go to the, you know, the critical areas where you expect that there could be leaks. And they were able to find leaks that were costing, in estimation of the professionals, there around 12,000 euros per year. So basically, the return of investment was just 2 months. So it was a very easy decision to make by the potential customer in this demo inspection case. Just to point out, and it's very important for us as a, you know, as FLIR, as an organization, that we are talking about complementary solutions. Thermal imaging and acoustic imaging are fully complementary. We actually recommend you to use both. If you're having thermal cameras, it doesn't mean that you cannot have acoustic cameras. If you have acoustic cameras, doesn't mean that you cannot use thermal camera. They are complementary. They can actually give you insights about different issues, or issues in common places that might actually be approached by kind of different technologies and outcomes. So as I want to, I want to reinforce this kind of message. We are talking about complementary issues, complementary technologies that actually will help you to have the best outcome possible. As you can see here in the images, you have like two different issues found by thermal camera in the left, acoustic camera in the right. Yes, and now we'll share this presentation with all of you, and you will have the product page and the introduction video and the video training video, mechanical mode training video. And now we are coming to the Q&A time. I will go now and check the questions. If there is any question, you can mention it. Yeah.
For mech mode, can you explain how we know that it indicates a fault bearing? What is based on? So we have three metrics in the mech mode which provide information, which is the SPL, kurtosis, and crest factor. And depending on this, on the results of these three factors, we can point at there is a bearing fault. Do you have any?
No, I mean, in our experience, so the mechanical faults are detected by our technology when the mechanics or the bearings or the rollers are making an abnormal sound. Of course, this abnormal sound might be related to small issues related to some like some disturbing components inside the bearings, dirtiness, lack of lubrication, or that the bearings are losing balls, or they are about to break, or they have a lot of weight over them, and they are not, they are not working well for any reason. So, so that's why we provide you with the insights of where the fault it is. But then you are the one who has to go there and inspect. So you will be able to do an inspection and find where, okay, the camera is finding something here, I need to inspect. There might be some cases where you find something that doesn't need a quick reaction. Maybe you just need to follow up. In some places you will find, okay, there's something wrong here, we need to react quickly. So it will depend on your own criteria. I don't know if there are any other questions.
I think there was one only about the CO2.
Where?
Let me see.
No Q&A, chat.
Yeah. It's is it possible to add CO2 savings in the report?
Yes. Yeah, basically, yes, you can. Well, we have now the CO2 kind of savings for the CO2 cost of the leak or the CO2 emissions of the leak. So basically, if you have the find like you found 10 leaks or whatever number of leaks in an inspection, you will be able to add every one of the leak CO2 emission related to the report. So basically that information will come automatically in the reports.
Yeah, and as well as if you are using the acoustic viewer, which is the online tool, I would recommend to go to settings and set up the CO2 cost. So the CO2 cost needs to be set in order that the report displays the CO2 savings emissions.
Yeah, I mean about the advantage of Si2, sorry, Pro to Fluke II 910. I mean, let's say we rather cannot really talk about competitors. So basically, they are, they have an alright solution, and we are all working in the acoustic market. We of course have different approaches to the kind of technology, and more than advantages, I will say that our technologies are extremely easy to use. So this is our approach. We give you a really easy life by not need of kind of selecting any frequency or any kind of like thorough work on understanding what are the you know what is the best frequency for the different phenomena. We have a 100 camera, which is kind of a flagship for us, so it's a very important feature for us. And we work a lot in the analytics. So our main purpose is to give you really good insights for your further decision making as a professional. So yeah, I mean, of course, I'm not going to be like doing any kind of comparison because it's not my role here. But yeah, I mean, these are our main characteristics as a technology provider. I don't know if there is any other question. We will be glad to reply. We will be glad if you contact our partners, distributors. Sorry?
There is one in the
Q&A, sorry.
Q&A. In a distribution line, we are using thermal imager and acoustic imager. Which do you think it's more suitable to find faults and troubleshooting overhead and underground distribution lines? So basically, as David mentioned, thermal and acoustic imager, they are a great bundle together. So I will say that pretty much underground distribution lines, of course, acoustic emissions are not propagated through that medium. So in that case, we cannot use or it's very we cannot use the acoustic camera. So I will say that depending on the site where you are, that's where the decision making has to be applied. For example, in overhead lines, we have a great expertise on that, and also the camera, the Si2, provides a lot of benefits, which is the detection distance, which is also the location and the detection in the right part of the component that this is the issues happening, as well as, well, of course, it adds a lot of safety for the operations. So those are instant results, and in every case it will vary. So yeah, basically that's
Yeah, I mean, as Abraham mentioned, we don't do our cameras cannot find partial discharges in underground distribution lines. So maybe unless there is a really surface like underground distribution line, the cameras will not actually be working for in those conditions. I'm not aware of thermal use for that. I'm sorry. But as we say always, like thermal and acoustic imaging are complementary. They are really powerful tools together. In some cases, you might find, for example, a partial discharge that is not representing yet a change of temperature, and you will be able to already know, okay, there's something going on here, maybe harmless or maybe important, I don't know, depending on the type of component and the type of partial discharge. And in some cases, you might find kind of change variation of temperature, and that might actually represent a problem where it might be in combination with partial discharges or with no partial discharges because they are not happening there for different reasons. So I mean, there are there are tools that can work in combination, and we would like to highlight that the recommendation is to use both thermal imaging and acoustic imaging. There is here a question, right? I can answer this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw here the reply. Yeah, I think we can finish here. If there is anything else, we will be glad to hear that you are contacting our partners and distributors and sales professionals from all over the world, of course. And we really thank you for. I will put the camera so we can say bye. We really thank you for. I don't know if the camera is working now.
Yes,
you
working.
Can see me. Yeah. So we really thank you for this time. You took the time to be here with us. I hope it was useful somehow, and you got to learn or maybe understand a little bit about our acoustic imaging cameras. And we will be glad to help you if there are any further questions in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.